Alright, so for mixing and mastering, for turning up the sound, you might want to click the sound you're trying to mess with. You might need to right click it, go to clip gain, and then it might have been line, hide line. It'll say line right here. Make sure you can show the line, then you can just go to the pencil tool. Then you can just go to the pencil tool and mess with it. Effects that come within the Pro Tools program. So these dots right here, click one of them and add this. And add this. It's a de-esser. So if you have S sounds, this should get rid of your S sounds that are too sharp. And add a compressor. So right now the compressor can hear my voice, I guess. You can try these settings. Really, it's just a threshold. Try making that around 13-ish or 11-ish. You can mess around with it. You can raise the gain also in your voice. Right now it's running off of a different microphone. Let me see if I can get this to record real quick. Uh, uh. So I'm actually away from my microphone, but it's still picking up. Another thing that you might want to consider is going over here, and you can click volume, or you can make it to where it just sees the waveform itself. If you switch it to volume, you should be able to raise the volume within the program as you so if your sound file has some parts that you need to raise the volume at or lower the volume, then you should be able to use this by going to draw and then messing with it. So that's actually essential for making a good mix, and that's something that I do sometimes also. You can also go to window mix. So if you go to window and then mix, you can lower how loud it is or heighten how loud it is. You can do this for a few other things. So if you have like a beat or something, you can lower how loud that is and heighten how loud you want it to be. Lower how loud you want your vocals to be or heighten how loud you want it to be. And it's a really good way to like see all the effects that you have on one thing. There's even an EQ right here you can use. That's like an EQ outside of the EQs that you can use in your effects. So the EQ works like this. Is how I like explaining it. So heightening something raises the volume in something, and lowering something lowers the volume in something. This is like your bass. This is like still your bass, but it's like your mids. This right here is more your mid highs. This right here is more your high range, and this right here is more your highest range. So if you heighten this one, it'll make it sound more like a telephone, but it'll make to where you need to use a de-esser to get rid of the harshness. It'll sound really clear if it's vocals most likely, but if you raise it too high, it might sound like more like a telephone, like you're talking through a high pass filter. So you might just want to lower it like this, but you might want to heighten it. Just depends on what and then you can just mess around with it. If you need to make your vocals clear by getting rid of some muddiness, you can just lower it. If you need to add some volume into that part of your voice, you can heighten it a little bit. And that should be how an EQ works. Just mess around with it and go for what makes it sound good, not essentially what makes it sound clear. That's usually what I go for. Then you have the de-esser that can get rid of the S sounds, the harsh S sounds, so just mess around with it. It will start waving, I think, if you do it correctly, so just wait for it to wave or mess with this until it waves. There's some really good de-essers online, but if you use a de-esser, just use the ones that come from the websites and that are the official websites that made them. Don't download them if you think that they will give your computer a virus or anything. You should be able to add plugins to Pro Tools intro. And this right here, if I didn't explain it, it's just the compressor. So threshold, make it around 13. Again, you can raise or lower this. And just mess around with it. Sometimes you want to lower the attack, make it happen, make stuff happen quicker. I think lower the release. I think that makes it to where things won't hold for as long. And then you have the ratio on the knee. The last thing I say is that you should really mess with the de-esser and the EQ in combination. You can just copy these settings and see what happens, but it's something more like this, and turn this on. Depending on your mic, after you equalize, then you should try using the de-esser and just making sure that it is getting rid of the S's correctly. So if it's getting rid of the S's correctly, the yellow will come down over here. You can tweak around with this. This is like I already talked about the levels and stuff, but just mess around with it and lower this one. This right here is if it like sounds really staticky. So hope that helps.